Hey guys, Portia here, and today we are going to be creating a bling t-shirt, which is one of my favorite things. Here is the plan. We are going to go ahead and upload our image to Cricut Design Space. I did get it from Etsy. It will be linked below in the description. And then from there, we'll get it cut out with our Cricut Maker. We'll press it onto our shirt, and then we will discuss. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's the image that we'll be working with today, and I usually like to start here because there is some information that we need to take in before we really get started. So from this image, we have learned that the design size is 11 by 8.5 inches. The template size should be 11.5 by 9 inches. We're going to need size SS10 Hotfix stones, and we're going to need 1,158 of them. Some designers include an image once you download the zip file, and others you choose to put this info in a document, but be sure to always look for this. Now, when I downloaded the zip file, it came in like this. You open it up and you can choose between these different file types. Because we're using Cricut Design Space, I usually use the PNG file or either the SVG. Don't really work with these two. So let's go ahead and move on into Cricut Design Space. And I'm gonna go ahead and upload the PNG to our canvas here. Now I like working with the PNG because the background is already removed. We'll go ahead and select single layer and continue, upload. Now the design comes in really big, but we know from our graphic there what size we need to size it down to. So we're gonna resize this to 11 by 8.5. All right, perfect. Now, according to our designer, this should be perfect size holes for a size SS10 stone. If you want to check that, a really easy way to do it is to add a circle to the canvas here. I also like to change the color so that it stands out from the other circles. And what I've learned over the years, the actual size of a 10 SS stone is 0.127 by 0.127. You see it changed, 0.127. Let's unlock that, and I want it 0.127. So we can lock that back. And what I am going to do is make this a little bigger so you guys can see. Maybe even a little bit bigger. Okay, so the goal here is that if this red dot fits perfectly over one of the stones, i.e. black dots that we have here, that means that it's going to cut correctly on the material that we're going to be using, and it does match. So if you have trust issues like I do sometimes, this is a great way to test to ensure that your template is going to cut properly. So now what I want to do is delete this because we don't need an extra hole in our template material. Now let's move on into Make It. We're using rhinestone flock to cut our template out of, and it is not a material that you'll already find a part of Cricut's memory, so to speak. And so this is a material that I added in, and I'll show you guys. Once you hit material settings from this screen here, you are able to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you are able to add a new material. And that is exactly what I did. And I named that material Rhinestone Template, and the cut pressure is 340, and the off signal here means that there's not multiple passes, and I just use a fine blade. Here I would encourage you guys to test your flock first, because all flock is not created equally. So these settings work for me, but they may not work for you. So just do a little bit of test so that you don't waste any materials. So I am going to go ahead and select Rhinestone Template here. Now, I haven't changed my blade in a while, so just to be certain that it's gonna cut through, I'm gonna just hit more pressure. I believe we'll be fine. I've cut this particular flock on this setting multiple times and we're good there. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I place my flock on my mat. Here is the flock that we're going to be using today. And as I mentioned before, everything that you guys see me using here will be linked in the description. So don't worry about trying to figure out what is that? What's she doing? So magic flock here. And then here is the mat I'm going to use. Now, with this, I have found that using mats that are older and don't have a lot of stickiness to them works really well. This one, y'all, I messed this mat up, I don't know, some years ago. And because I don't throw everything out so fast, I had ended up finding a good use for them when it comes to the flock. So the way to use this particular flock is we're going to go ahead and just peel it off. Oh. And this portion is extremely sticky, which is why a non-sticky mat works well in this case. And we're just going to put this down here. Try to line it up as best as possible. And the flock is definitely bigger than the mat, but I think we should be good there. Hope I don't run into any issues. All right, that looks good to me. So guys, what I am going to do is just go ahead and get this cut out, and then we will come right back to remove it. The cut is all done and it took approximately 30 minutes. So guys, the thing about this is plan ahead, because if you are in a rush, it is not going to happen that quick, especially with a design this large. The great thing about it is once you do go ahead and get it cut out, you can always use it at another time. But now let's go ahead and get our flock off the mat. And this is exactly what's supposed to be happening, that as we pull, our little dots are going to stay behind and we have the template coming through here. So let's go ahead and get this off. All right, and I don't have to go back and use my tweezers. So that's what I have tweezers for, just in case I need to punch any. Oops, see, look, I was just about to say I don't have to punch any out, but that one was left behind. So you definitely want to make sure that all of the holes that are supposed to be punched out came out. And in this case, we are good. Now, what to do about this? One of the reasons why we are using an older mat is because we are going to want to scrape off like so. Now, I'm not going to complete that like right now, but you know, for future reference, when you guys are ready to do this yourself, all you got to do is come in and scrape it off, and then you can sit that mat back where it needs to go, and you could literally name this the rhinestone flock mat if you wanted to. But let's go ahead and set that aside. Now, I could either use the table to put my template on, or we could use this right here. And since I have this here, I figured why not? Let's just set this on here. And because it's sticky, we can just peel it off when we're ready to put it away. All right, let's talk about stones now. So guys, I was not sure about which stones that I wanted to use, but I did want to make sure that I had enough. So what I did was figured out what was the actual weight of the amount of stones that this template requires. And through the magic of Google, I figured out this template requires about 1/2 ounce of stones. So what I initially wanted to use was these, and this is just not going to be enough. And of course I can mix some, but I decided to go with this particular set of stones. So here I have more than enough. I'm not worried about measurements or anything like that. And eventually, I know earlier I mentioned a t-shirt, but these particular stones is going to go on this black hoodie. And when I put it down, I really like how the AB color of the stones just really pop and sparkle. So this made it a very easy decision to go with this particular color. So we're gonna put those away. Let's put our stones down. And we are going to brush in like a circular motion. And as the holes fill in, the new stones are going to just glide right over those. And we're just going to keep brushing until all of our holes are filled. Okay guys, this looks pretty good. At this point, what I'm trying to do is just make sure that I don't have any stones that should not be on our template, because I don't want to, you know, pick those up and it could possibly throw the look off. Also, I'm just making sure that all of the holes are filled. And I saw a blank one over here. And this stone doesn't belong here. I believe we are good. Now with this scatter type of template, you definitely want to pay attention to make sure that there aren't any extra ones, because they might be hard to see. But I think we are all good here. Now to flip a rhinestone or to move one that's out of place, you could use tweezers, or you can also use a rhinestone picker, which is almost like, it looks like a colored pencil. But of course, I can't find mine. Why would I? Why would I find mine when I'm trying to show people something? But yeah, that's that. The next thing that we are going to do is to transfer our stones to the transfer tape so that we can get it actually applied to our hoodie. So let me go ahead and clean up. Here's the heat transfer tape, and I'm just going to peel this. And you can reuse it, I mean, a few different times. It's just when it like loses its tackiness, that's when you want to get rid of it. But I usually just put mine with the matching template and use it till I can't use it no more. And I always save this backing. Okay, so guys, this is always the most tedious part, and I always try to take my time. I think I found an extra stone, but honestly, the way this is kind of laid out, who would have noticed? Nobody but us. Okay, as I was saying, this is always the part, y'all, I promise you. So oh God, I get so nervous when doing this, and then when I'm filming, it always makes me even more nervous. If you mess this part up, you might as well start all over as far as with the tape is concerned. But we just gone. Ooh. All right, y'all, that wasn't too bad. It was definitely not my worst. And so I'm pressing some of the stones back into the hole shape that kind of got a little bit moved as I laid our sheet down. Then I am going to just rub across to make sure that they are all in the right direction. Okay guys, that looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and go to the press. I have already placed our image onto the fabric. It's approximately 3 inches down. And I just used a ruler to make sure it was in the right place, fairly centered. It's about 3.5 inches from either side of the arm. And once I place it down, just give it a nice press, and then we go from there. Now I am going to go ahead and put my gloves on here because I've already turned on the press. So we're going to be pressing today at 325 for 15 seconds. And I'm going with about 90 pounds. This machine can go up to 170 pounds. And so we don't need like super hard pressure because the Hotfix Rhinestones are made out of glass. So of course we don't want to crack them. And here I'm just ensuring that the hoodie portion is out of the way and it doesn't mess up our press. Making sure this is down the way it ought to be. So let's go ahead and do that first press. Again, 325, 90 pounds. So we need medium pressure there in 15 seconds. Now this is cool peel, so we are going to allow this to completely cool down before I peel it off. And once that it's cooled down, we are going to go in for a second press, but we're going to wait a minute. Okay, we are completely cool to the touch. Let me remove both gloves. We are going to peel. Oops. And you want to peel slowly here just to make sure that all the stones are sticking, and if you go too fast you might lose your spaces if one comes up. All right, beautiful. And I am going to go ahead and put this tape back. I think it goes on this side. I don't know. We're going to put this right back here. And I'm going to pack it away with the template when I'm ready for it next time. Now for our second press, just to make sure everything is as it ought to be, we are going to cover it with parchment paper. And we are going to go in again, 325, 90 pounds, but I'm going to raise our time down to 5 seconds. And then let's go back in. Okay, we are hot off the presses and we are looking fabulous. And guys, most people will be done here, but because my name is Portia and I always like a little extra, we are going to switch out the string here in our hoodie. And I think, should we go with pink? Should we go with the white? Let's go with the pink. So with the AB color of these particular stones, I'm seeing a lot of pink come through, and I think this would be cute here. So let's do that right quick. Okay, now we are all done. Guys, I am really, I say it all the time, loving the look, but I'm loving the look. I like what I like. So I think the addition of our rhinestone string here, or shoelace, just sets it off. I mean, you could use any color that you like, and once again, everything will be linked in the description, so no worries there. But I did go ahead and turn off one of my lights because I really wanted you all to see the bling, and I actually can't wait to wear this one. It's really, really cute. So guys, key takeaways from the day: take your time, make sure you test your materials, and if you mess up, that is a-okay. That's why I make videos like this, so that I can make the mistakes before you guys do. But that is all I have for you today. I just want to share with you all how to make a rhinestone, in this case hoodie, using Cricut Design Space. If you guys have any questions, concerns, emotional outbursts, let me know. If you found the video helpful or just plain old entertaining, could you give it a like? But guys, as always, stay colorful, stay creative, and always find joy in the little things you do. Until next time, peace.